Boom skis. Welcome back.
Cookies. Okay.
It's KO interview. This is episode 5. I got another special guest with me today. The infamous Rat King, Rat Queen, the Sultan of Cheese, the rapidly growing star in the anime sphere, and the Tekken god and pro commentator. Say hello to Alicia, X Life. Say
What
what's
up,
up.
Shotty? How you living?
Hey, that's what's up. Hey, I've been looking forward to this interview a long time. I ain't gonna lie. This is like pretty anticipated. I had the homies. I had Sammy, ED, Maddie, and then hopefully, I got Damien lined up in the future for you too. So it's all good. But how you doing?
Ooh.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I was recently figuring out my second channel content has been a whole journey, and realizing I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want was just one of the best feelings in the world. So I've been having a good time.
Yeah, I see. I see. I'm looking at the second channel is fire. If you haven't caught up, Alicia does have another channel called Alicia's X Death. Link down below if you haven't already like sub to it or you don't know who Alicia is. And give her a little introduction. She's been in here for a while. Actually, can you introduce yourself a little more? Just tell them the audience if they don't know you.
Sure. Hi, I'm Alicia X Life or Alicia X Death, depending which channel you're watching. I used to be a pro esports commentator. I was the first woman to ever commentate on Tekken World Tour. I was the first woman of color to commentate Top 8 at EVO, which is the largest fighting game tournament in the world. I was one of the first women to ever commentate a world finals for a video game in general. And yeah, so I had like an Amazon Prime documentary done about my life. Which is called Game Breakers if you want to watch it. But that's back when I was chunky, so enjoy. Anyways, in addition to all of that, I used to have an esports team as well because I was really passionate about the scene as I rose through it. And what I would do is take players who were like online warriors and send them into offline just for them to dominate. And it was really awesome to see that where like the skill conversion actually tracked. In addition to all of that, I ended up hiding from the world for 2 years straight during COVID, and that was socially acceptable during COVID, so that was kind of lit. And I came back as a VTuber and made alt accounts to everything so no one could find me. And then I started from scratch because I had a weird imposter syndrome about my success because it happened so quickly in esports that when I came back, I was like, I want to see if it's actually just a me factor or not. And yeah, it struck twice, so clearly it's just a me
Hey,
factor.
that's what I'm saying. Like, she's that girl. I'm about to use the other word, but I don't want to use that. That's all my homies. But yeah, so
I'm
you said
sorry,
you.
when did you stop using it? Is a better question.
Um, listen.
Oh, just for this because you got the button up all the way? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
why?
yeah. Just yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
got to be professional. I got to keep it classy. Like YouTube doesn't like saying unsavory words sometimes. They might take me out. So I don't want to.
Unsavory.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Savory.
it's a little spicy sometimes. I don't know.
I like the word. I don't mind cuss words, but I know some people would think there's a lack of vocabulary if you use a couple of cuss words sometimes. I'm like, listen, guys, like I can explain myself pretty easily without using them, but it's just fun to add them, and they're like little flavor, like just a little spicy, little flavor, just like
Listen,
yeah,
I can articulate you still a bitch for real.
yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
know, like you can still do it.
I can call you subhuman. I think that's
Yeah.
worse. That's actually worse. That's actually worse. I'm calling you an ant. Hey, I'm just
Ew.
saying it could be worse. But yeah, I appreciate the interview, and also thank you for coming on and like just being here. It's W, homie. I want to give you a
You know
handshake,
what?
but
You know what? I did not put my hand tracker on. I'm gonna hit you with my forehead. There you go.
I got it. I got it. Can we hit? Was that a headbutt that hit through the screen?
Yeah, I did a
I don't.
headbutt. Yeah.
I was about to put my camera up and just grab it. Just yeah. But I feel like
What?
that'd be
Hold
that'd
on,
be
hold on.
too
You could
much.
do a cheek push. Hold on. You go ahead. Grab the camera. Ready?
Yeah.
E-
I'm
oh,
there. I got
oh.
you. No, oh, now I'm fucking my
That's how
camera.
real motherfuckers. That's how real motherfuckers meet each
Hey,
other. Okay, if you
that's
were
my
to pull a
homie.
girl,
Listen.
if I don't see you do that to Don and Damien, I'm
Hey,
lose you.
listen. I didn't do it to Matt anybody else. So now I gotta. Now I have to. Now it's gonna be that's the signature now with the interviews. I have to do a head nose. I gotta hug them through the camera. I think Damien's gonna find it a little different. I feel like we've.
Damien will go along with it. Dom will just go, what?
What are you doing, bruv? That's my British accent. Hey, if you're British, I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of you. I like your. I actually
He
really
is.
like. I like British accents. Actually,
He lied to you.
I'm not lying. I love British accents. They're very good. I
He kissing ass right now. That's crazy.
They're kind of hot. No, no cap. I kind of like them a little too much. If a lady Because like you think about it like this, like say like your word, like there's what do you guys say? Aluminium, cooler. You guys spell colors weird sometimes too. That's okay.
Well,
Let me
color
stop.
spelled the same way in Canada, I'm gonna be honest with you. So
Oh damn.
yeah, the reason why some of the letters are removed in American version of English is because during the printing presses, each letter cost money. So they removed letters that they thought were like just unnecessary. Thus, they removed like the U in a lot of words.
So we're
Even
dumber.
donut.
We're
Yeah,
dumber.
donut like is spelled DOUGHNUT in other places, but in America it's usually referred to as DOUNUT or
Yeah,
sorry,
like a do
DONUT,
not,
whatever.
do not like. So it's
Yeah, so
spelled.
for us it's like actually donut. So, but yeah, it works either way. Though a lot of menus will use either one. It just depends on the establishment now because they're both are accepted. Hmm.
This lore is crazy. You know, I used to insult the British for having their bad language, but now I'm no now I'm feeling like I'm the idiot. You know, and I feel that
And
doesn't
now
feel
you
good.
realize America just broke ass English, literally
Yeah.
financially struggling English.
We trying our best, man. We got all the we have like there's no buffs, so we're kind of bad. But yeah, how did you said you talked about the
She got abandonment issues. She's crazy. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. My
me?
dog, my sister just left. My dog is barking in the background. You're probably gonna hear it when you
It's
end up
okay.
getting this recording. It's
I
fine.
can hear
Just
it. I can hear it a little bit. It's okay. You know, I tell so I like the dog. You know, it's probably missing you. You know, that's all.
she's a
None too
good
big.
baby.
What? Yeah. You said you were doing the esports for a while. What really made
Mhm.
you like switch from like the esports scene? Like, what made you leave that kind of scene and like pursue like YouTube? To be honest, was it like just the you said the pause syndrome, or was it like an event or anything like that that happened to?
How real are we being on a scale of 1 to 10? Do you want
You
my
can
PR
be
answer? Or you want my real
you
answer?
can be as really. I'm asking just hey, I want the real answer, but if you don't want to tell me, it's okay.
Hella trigger warning. PSA.
Oh,
A lot of men were
maybe.
getting raped in the scene.
Hmm?
A lot of men were getting raped in the scene, and they wouldn't ban the players. And I was like, why do we have this double standard towards men, where we won't protect men because you don't believe in female predators? What the fuck is this? So I was standing up for a lot of women originally because a lot of women came forward. But when I got people banned because they were assaulting women, when it came to men, it wasn't taken as seriously. They were like, we need more proof. And I'm like, oh, we have proof. We have witnesses who were there who could attest to it. Someone took a picture of this one in particular of it happening because they knew that like something fucked up was happening. So like, why aren't you banning these people? And they're like, well, they're top 10 in Capcom World Tour right now, so we can't ban them. And I'm like,
What?
holy shit. And I realized this whole thing is so corrupt where clout can literally save you to this extent. And yeah, that was like probably one of the hardest hitting realities. I've had other like issues prior to that. A lot of them were involving race, where a lot of the time they wouldn't put black players on the main stage intentionally unless they made top 8. Because for branding and marketability, it was seen as better to put on Asian players, not even white players, Asian players as a preferential. So, yeah, so I had to like fight a lot. Like I had to bash my head against a lot of walls to make sure that they played. And I even threatened at one point for one of the, actually two of the tournaments I commentated. I won't say which ones though, because contracts, but
Of course, NDA.
two of the tournaments I commentated, I threatened to walk off if they didn't put black men on stage. It was that simple.
Oh.
And and these people were top. Literally, one of them was top 10 in the world, and the other one was top 20 in the world. So what's your reason to
Yeah.
not put
We
them
put them
on
on the
stage?
stage. Yeah. What's the point? Like, well, we want to see these guys
Yeah.
competitively fight. Like, why would you put subpar
Like
people or
if it
people
was
are
a
not?
right, if
Hmm.
it's a motherfucker who won't make it out of pools, I get you. It's whatever. I don't really care. That's not a race thing. But if you're like, oh, this is actually your peak talent that people want to see, what is happening here? Like, so
Yeah. I thought it was just like, you know. Yeah, thank you for that. I'm sorry if that was too much, but hey, that was a pretty good. That was a real answer, honestly. That's what I was looking for because I was like, hey, was it like just a personality thing, like you just didn't trust her, but like it was literally just like a systematic thing. Like people were just terrible everywhere else. That whole like essay situation is just like
I
crazy,
spent years,
crazy.
right?
Hmm.
Like I spent years trying to fix it from within, and the more clout I gained, the more I rose through the scene, the more influence I had to make a better difference. And it was just, I guess, the breaking point that really hit for me was when I physically had to remove a woman who was attacking one of my friends from a venue because they didn't want to remove her because she's trans, and they didn't want. they didn't want to like seem like they're
Like, oh
transphobic.
my
I'm
god,
like, it's
yeah,
transphobic to not remove her.
yeah. Like she's a predator, she's an abuser right now, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, it
Like
doesn't. Hmm.
it was insane. So I was like, so I physically had to pull her off and said, "Don't fucking touch him." And then she started to say some shit, whatever, went back and forth. And I was like, I literally don't have fucking time to waste on you. Get out. Right? And then I called my security over, and then my security got nervous. And I'm like,
Nigga, if you
your
don't did they get her?
job is to literally protect me. What is your fucking problem? Right? Because she like threatened to fight me. And I'm like, I ain't trying to get a lawsuit. Like I was about to say
Yeah,
which I was about to say the location of the tournament. Did
yeah,
y'all want
yeah,
to know
you
exactly which tournament it was? That was
can.
close. But I
Yeah,
was like, we
yeah,
in this motherfucking place for real. Like, are you really not gonna? Okay. So I was like, fine, fuck it. So I grabbed her, and then I just pulled her, and I took her all the way out the venue, and then I closed the door behind her, and I was like, and
yeah.
then I just started like just being absolutely pissed. I was on a rampage, and then I like started that night. I started contacting every tournament organizer, and I said like, I witnessed this. I had to pull her off of somebody. This is the fourth person who has been assaulted by this person. Where's the fucking ban? Where
Serial
is it?
abuser just running
A
around?
serial abuser just going around because and then like, oh, that was a whole thing. And I'm like, listen, I was like, if you need somebody to stand up for this, I was like, you know I'm LGBTQIA as fuck. And I was like, so put me in there, coach, if you need me. If you're worried about the PR aspect, fuck it. I don't care. We're here to protect everyone. It doesn't matter what
Yeah,
gender you are.
yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so they ended up letting her stay.
Like they.
And yeah. So since they let her stay, I was like, all right, I think I'm done. I'm done. And I had more cases come out. One where a girl was being extremely sexually harassed, and the people in her, and then she gave me screenshots and evidence, and the guy corroborated that he did it, but he's like, it's not my fault. That's how I flirt with people. But he was like, are you a virgin? Do you still have your hymen? He was asking you that, and all they texted was, hey, this is blah blah blah, and she goes, oh hi, and then it goes straight to that when the numbers got added.
What?
And I'm like,
What?
and she goes, I don't feel comfortable answering these questions. And it goes back and forth. And she just keeps saying, I don't really feel comfortable. I don't really want to answer that. And he goes, oh, why? You like, are you too much of a whore to tell me? Like, are you too embarrassed of how much you've done? And I'm like,
Oh,
and all of his bro dude boys were like, oh, he's just forward like that. He just wants to know. And I'm like,
what?
and then
What?
yeah, I just was like, I don't know. There's so many weird cases. And there's
Hmm.
ones where like guys were so scared to come forward. So they came forward to me and it was like, oh, and hearing some of the stories and then other people knowing it happened. So they're like, oh yeah, this person corroborate they were actually there. I'm like, holy shit. And one of the stories when it came out, when the person came out about it, and he got an unsolicited blowjob from a girl. And he really didn't want it. Like she literally like he went to go take a piss and she locked herself in the bathroom with him in a hotel room. Like, cause like there was like a casual setup, right? So they had a bunch of setups in the room. He went to go take a piss. She went in behind him and locked the door behind her. And then while his dick was out,
He just
and
started going to town.
yep.
What?
And he literally was like, "Please stop, please no," and asking her not to. And yeah, he told me all the horrific details. He came out. He was literally like emotional as shit and didn't know what to do and was panicking. And everybody was like, "Oh fuck." And guess who didn't get banned? And I'm like, this
Um,
double standard. We are not protecting men. Like,
just
hello.
never. That's that's insane to think. Like,
Yep.
I mean, I guess it's like a broader factor. Like that thing happens like on a large scale in society, but like that happened for you to experience that so personally and like have to go through like multiple cases. Like even one of those like probably traumatized one person. Just like what the hell this happened to you, and then you just having to like hear that again and again and just yeah, I understand why you would leave. That's like break. That's like mentally breaking. It's degrading because then like you're trying to like you said you're trying to work in the system, try to use all the resources you have and like the people you know to like hey let's do this and this and like just make things conducive for it so everybody can have a good time, enjoy the game, enjoy the fights, and you can keep like doing the things you love. But
Yeah.
people like kind of poison the well and destroy like everything that you kind of work for a little bit and like just make it even like a hard place for you can like stand up for like oh, I want to stand up, but like standing up means like I have to destroy like everything basically in a way, kind of thing like
Yep.
that, which is it's not an
I mean,
easy task. Hmm.
I always was kind of like the I'll burn any bridge to make sure people are okay kind of person. So
Yeah,
there was like friends who I had who were friends with some of these people, and they're like, "Don't, Alicia." Like, so they're like two sides to every story, and I'm like, "Right, but I was fucking there, so what's your point?"
facts. Fact, like it's
Uh,
two sides. There are two sides to every story. There's actually three probably because it's like what actually happened, what the person, what the everybody's perspectives and everybody's position, which is cool. But at the same time, it's like you're trying to play a semantic argument with me. I'm like, I know what happened. I was there. Please stop. This is getting weird. I feel like you're just saying that just to make the other person feel better or like can prove some other argument or maybe some other personal bias. People have those type of things, but holy
yeah.
shit,
The thing
God,
that got really heavy for me was that when it came to tournament organizers, they were like, "We need proof that this actually occurred," right? Which that's okay, that's fair because they're organizers and they need to make their money and shit. So
yeah,
I was like, because it affects their businesses. So I was like, okay. So I would directly talk to the predators, and I was like Chris
you,
Hansen in this bitch.
Chris
I was like,
LSA.
yeah. So I was like, cool. So you can send me the screenshots of what you actually said, right? If you think that these are doctored, okay, send me what you actually said then, right? And then I
She's
would
a
do that.
detective. Okay, okay.
So, like and then it was just, like, me pressing people, me getting into calls with people, being like, "Oh, cool, let's call right now," me recording it because of consent laws for
Got
recording
him.
where I lived, like, yep. There's only one party consent, yeah.
Hey, she was doing the work. Ace Attorney. Hey, meet Alicia X Life. Meet Alicia X Life. Look at her.
I was fighting, man, I was fighting. But the thing was is that it's not even a part of my job. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm doing my actual job, and then I'm doing this, like, multiple hours a day because of how much time and organizing, and you're doing multiple cases for multiple people at the same time. And some people, you just can't corroborate their story. And then you feel like you're failing them and you don't get to give them the justice. And some people are going to be head asses like, oh, blah, 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 it probably didn't happen. Fuck off, okay? Like, for every like one person who fakes it, there's like 30,000 people who
Real
did it,
victims.
okay?
Yeah.
So, like, fuck off, right? I'm not going to just start doubting everyone because of one person, but I do need to corroborate their stories to get people banned properly. So,
True. Yeah, and I also expect you traveling like probably like 95% of your time because you're going to like different locations. Like I'd say like you rarely are in like your home like hometown or where you really want to
I'm like
stay at.
never there.
I'm like my house is like empty. I don't go there anymore, but at the same time,
Dude,
I was like,
I
that's
didn't even
just
hang up like, you know how people have, like, posters and, like, stuff that, like, for example, your room.
yeah. Mhm.
I had mine was completely bare. I had such, like, a fucking man apartment because I was like, "I'm never here. What's the point of putting stuff here?" So, I
True.
had one little corner that was decorated and everything else was blank because my stream setup. So, it was, like, a little pink and blue corner with, like, lights and a wall scroll, and that's it.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. That was it. That's all you can really do at that time with all things. And honestly, with everything you said going on at the same time, it seems like shit. I don't know if you would have time to even like organize. Like, oh damn, like I want to organize my room. Have a little. I want to have a figurine right there. It's like actually no, I got like 25 cases and I have a tournament to accommodate tomorrow, so I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm tired. I'm tired right now.
The mental lapse I had to take
Yeah,
sometimes, and sometimes I couldn't sleep because 'cause I'd be so, like, anxious for them, like, on their behalf, and, like, oh,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
and then they ended up making so that this is actually kind of low key, like, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, but I'm going to anyways, because 'cause I'm not a part of it anymore, uh, was that we ended up making a behind the scenes council for this. So, tournament organizers, myself, and 2 other people that are very prominent in the scene. One of them is obvious who it would be if you've my thing
Oh
froze
yeah,
for a
that's
second.
it's.
Yeah, one of them's obvious. I'm just trying to fix my tracker while I talk.
You're good.
One of them's obvious if you knew me from back then who the other person was because we used to have a podcast together. Um, and that's how the council basically started was that we had a podcast where we would call out people. So
That guy, he sucks. That's
yeah, we
crazy.
talk about mind you, we would talk about everything FGC related. So fighting game community related. It wasn't like we just went in to talk about this shit.
Just like
But
actually, let's look about this. Hmm.
yeah, like but look every since it was a weekly thing and there's new cases and stuff, I'd bring it up and be
Damn,
like, so yeah. And then it put pressure on tournament organizers to ban people. I'm like, here's the proof. Let me show it on screen for you right now. Bam.
that's just yeah. He's sick. We got him. No, like actually, we can I need a little more. Them asking proof is like I feel that, but like at the same time, I was like, damn, like how do you? how do you really prove some stuff like that sometimes, like how do you really go
Sometimes you
about the
really
like
can't.
it's like hard like because you go on what's somebody experience what somebody really said and sometimes I think like for real, I feel like memory is like extremely complicated sometimes to even like because like sometimes you'll dock your own memory like did this really happen like and then or sometimes you'll psych yourself out and like say something you didn't or maybe you did I don't know and also with drinking and drugs and other things of course those are like always going to be a part of those type of scenes anyway
Yep.
sometimes so it's even like a harder sort to get somebody to tell the truth or even the victim to come forward and like have enough confidence to be able to like speak to the person like, hey, this did happen and I don't know because like shit be happening and motherfuckers like, damn, all right,
To
time to
be
go
real with
back.
you,
I'm like,
every person who came forward had nothing to gain. Like
yeah,
they didn't. Because when you came out during this
you're
time period to be
ostracized.
easy, yeah, people didn't want to be around you because they thought you were a threat to their own career and their own gain. So like there were people who would ever make the excuse like, oh, you're doing it for attention. No, everyone knew what would happen. The fallout is that you are basically socially exiled for coming out about what happened to you, right? That or people know you as blah blah blah's victim rather than
That's
knowing you for who you
crazy.
actually are. Yeah.
Insane, like, oh, man. While the victim get more slack than the actual the person doing the murder. It's like somebody killing my family. Like,
Yep.
damn, you told us you killed his family. We hate you. I'm like, no, he killed everybody I know and love. What are you talking about? Why are you mad at me? I'm the victim, man. Help! Like, God, I'm crying. I need help, please, Jesus. That's insane how people would. But at the same time, it's like it speaks to like a broader issue, with, like sometimes with like the gaming community. Sometimes like that same toxicity. Like, hey, why would you cry wolf now? Like, what do you mean cry wolf? I don't know what to do. Before I would just stay silent or just let it rock, and then he does like that's all these people grow and get amass like giant victim lists with like 30+ people. It's like 'cause somebody didn't
Yeah.
say nothing.
And
God,
sometimes it's just like I know that a lot of people are like, "Oh, people have to come forward otherwise there's going to be another victim." But it's not your obligation
yeah,
to come forward if you want to. That's the reality too. And it sucks, but it's true.
yeah. I will.
Uh yeah, I don't know. That's basically the full thing. I was like, I one day realized that my mental health was going to dog shit, and I couldn't handle it anymore. And I was having like really bad like anxiety episodes, and I just took all of the cases I was working on, handed them off to someone else who was in the little council, and yep,
Leaving. No,
yep,
I think that's very respectable for you to do as well, because like I said, like that seems like I know it seems that is a lot, like just the mental burden of having trying to help people, but also trying to do what you think is right, but also there's too many sides to that for you to like ever really face like a true version of yourself, I guess, and it's really hard to like compensate that and then like go out there and say like, hey guys, I love this game. It's like I know the actual underbelly of what's happening. This is crazy. We're talking about them fighting, and this guy is literally like doing some crazy shit in the background. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this.
I've had to
Mhm.
commentate people who have been terrible before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like the
that's
movie
mhm.
scene, like the entertainment, the true entertainment industry. Like sometimes people do like things back, like that whole Harvey Weinstein kind of thing. Like, motherfucker was doing crazy shit for
Yep.
years to multiple people, and it's like, well, I mean, who's out there? Who's speaking up for him? And it takes one person, and I'm glad you were the person that really did decide to like stand up for them and like help them out for the time you did. Honestly, sorry, Phil. If I was bringing up a sore wound, I don't know how. I mean, it's like 3 or 4 years ago now, I guess, at this point. But
It's not really a sore wound. I mean, I worked through a lot of internal guilt for leaving because I felt like I was leaving behind victims who needed help. And I realized that, holy shit, I'm deteriorating from this. I need help. and um, yeah, there's only so much you can do as a person. And yeah, actually, to be honest with you, during around that time was when I got cancer, but I just wasn't diagnosed yet. So I started already having symptoms back then. I've had cancer for years, but I've been misdiagnosed the whole time. So
they, you
yes,
just
my hormones were fucked. Like I was complete. So like mentally, I was even more messed up than I normally would have been because my hormone imbalance. Oh, for those of you guys who don't know, I battled uterine cancer and I just beat it on September 22nd.
yes, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, 2023, bitch.
Hey, it's my goal. I'm a survivor. I'm a conqueror. That's my conqueror. That's but yeah. I'm happy for that past is that part is over. I know you got other things dealing with, but like at least the big meat of it is gone. Thank God, because
Yeah.
holy, I was going to ask like, how has that even affected you? Like, truly, like over the last few years, like trying to do like, because you're now of course doing YouTube, like more or less. Have you? How long have you been doing content creation? Like full time, like you say like
Full
10 years,
time?
like 10 years almost. Because that's like say esports and now was that like is that over like 10 years
Do you
almost?
would we count esports as content creation?
I would say because like that's like kind of content. You're like in the scene. You're like it's still a job. You probably have like actual official jobs, but like you kind of like I feel like it's still awesome because you kind of like have to being your own sponsorships and like do other things for people. It's not really just like a
Oh.
singular like job. Like I would say like a job or I would call it an entrepreneur, I guess, because a single job would
Oh.
just be just doing one thing that it's still because I feel like you're in the entertainment. Anything I would say entertainment is content to me in a lot of ways or art. I'm like that whole sphere. Like even if you're like in an art gallery, like you're still like making your own content, doing your own thing. Like that's like a job for yourself. You're not just doing. You usually do. You're basically passionate about what you're doing enough that you can pay most of your bills with and not really have like too much. You can make your own schedule most of the time. I would say.
Shoot. That makes sense, yeah. Um I what's the question again though? I
Oh,
completely forgot.
I was asking. I forgot. I was like, how long you been doing it? How long you been doing? How long have you been doing like that in?
Oh, yeah. I would say 2017 is when I started competing. 2018 is when I started commentating. 2019 is when my career took off to a point that was just me doing every single thing in the world. 2020, early 2020 before COVID hit, it was probably just my best performances. I think that my commentary just became way more solid by that point. And then breaking point happened during like the summer of COVID
Yeah.
where a lot more cases of people who like finally no one was going to tournaments and people who were victims finally felt like they could come out about it because the people were getting less clout.
Mhm.
And that's when it
Yeah.
hit me. There's too many things that happened at the same time. And I helped a lot that I could. And then I was like, okay, I helped the ones that I could. I'm going to put these off to someone else and get out. And I didn't
Yeah.
make a statement. I didn't do anything grand
Right.
gestures. I just fucking disappeared. Yep.
Hey, sometimes that is peace. You know? I respect that because you know I feel like a lot of people want to take that like oh guys I'm leaving taking a break I'll see you later because people think you're gonna come back because I'm like no I just am overwhelmed I'm overworked and I'm good I'll do everything responsible like you said like send off all the stuff like, all the papers and all the cases to someone else I
Mhm.
just need a I need a break because I'm feeling like I'm about to come apart almost in a lot of ways. And if I unravel, I don't know if I can go back together. I don't think I can put
I'm gonna
myself
turn
back
into
together.
Tokyo Ghoul type beat. You feel me?
Literally, hey, hey, listen, hey, I'm inspired by anime. I'm a novelist. That is crazy to hear about. But yeah, you said YouTube, like you started reactions. I remember when you joined like the Discord for us and like you started doing like what was it? I think Avatar was first or Cyberpunk. Is it Cyberpunk or Avatar? I remember that time that you did it. I was like, that shit went crazy, and then like you just kind of like just blew up from there. Holy shit! How does that feel like going from like basically like, doing like pretty good, like I guess like content creation, like skyrocketing almost like with success?
It was insane because I don't know, like this version of YouTubing that I'm doing is so deeply satisfying because I'm just 100% being me. And if I had to put on a persona, or if I had to put on some sort of face or talk a certain way or act a certain way or put on a filter, I'd be burnt out, man. You know how burnt out I was the entire time I was like working for big ass corporations and like
Yeah,
they like filter how much you talk so much, especially being a woman of color rising through the industry. Like they basically because I was they're like she's paving a way for women. If she's failing, then they won't take women anymore. That's like that constant narrative, right? And I'm
yeah.
like, holy shit, dude, gender shouldn't matter, but it does. So yeah, I just fucking YouTube and no one gives a shit. It's like, all right, you got titties, sick. Anyways,
What's she watching actually? What is she about to say? Like, let's watch the show.
yeah.
And like your personality is like very conducive with it. Like, I think I would say, well, I'll be glazing a little bit. Don't worry, I glaze everybody that comes on, but you know you're special, so I'm gonna glaze you a little bit harder. Um, I think you're probably one of the smartest people I met in content creation. I would say like the last couple years, like just seeing YouTube. That's like seeing the way you optimize and do things. I'm like, holy shit! Like she is a mover. She's a go getter. Like most people are like, oh yeah, I'll do reaction. Like I'll do this, and they'll like do like really good and like just once I feel like that idea of like hitting a little bit point, like you get a little success and like people think they made it, like they got enough kind of thing. You're somebody that I feel like you you saw like, oh damn, this is good, but like I can do it even better. And I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep learning. I'm gonna keep moving. I was like, damn. You gotta respect the hustle, the grind. You gotta respect like that tenacity. Cause like that is very hard to find, especially when you're doing, like I said, YouTube as a whole, like for yourself and for like you're going through something like mentally and also with like battle with cancer. That is a whole ordeal. I don't know how you managed to like just keep going, cause that shit is like no pun intended, a killer. I'm sorry, I made a joke.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You know what? You made worse cancer jokes. That ain't even
Listen,
good.
I apologize. I apologize, guys. I made it. I didn't know. I thought it was a funny. I thought I was making a
He
funny.
made it OD, and they got the whole Discord quiet, and then all you hear is Damien go, "Oh, that's fucked up."
I thought I was just shooting this shit. I'm listen. Sometimes I don't have a filter.
I want you to know it was a week after I almost died. When my body seized and I lost over half the blood in my body, Coma made a me dying joke to my cancer.
Can you blame? Like, stop, no. Can you blame me, guys? No, you're sick. You're terrible. You're a terrible person. What are you talking about? Can you blame? You shut your mouth. Close it. Nah, but like I said, like that's a lot to go through. And like I would say, like, what do you think of like your community in the meantime? Like, how does that affect your own content? How does that make you like either like the process for it or the own creation of it has to like shift it a little bit? Because you went from like a like total gotcha community to like anime, which is similar in a lot of ways, but like the way they comment and talk is like really different still.
My demographic definitely shot up with the age demographic. My age demographic was a lot lower during Genshin content, and the way that it shifted to an older audience was really satisfying to me. Because I just speak really inappropriately. That's just who I am. I got a little trash mouth on me. So I love it. And the community that I've built is something that like it's such a beautiful thing where it's like everyone feels really united without crossing the creepy line. I think a lot of VTubers in general, to be honest, have this really creepy ass fandom
Oh
that
yeah,
like
sexualizes
right
them. Does
yeah,
yeah.
and they have to pretend they're single. Like I have one VTuber friend. Oh, we'll not name drop this one, but I have one VTuber friend
Mm-hmm.
who's extremely popular, who's been dating this guy for 8 years, and yeah, they live together, and everyone just thinks he's a mod, and she doesn't post pictures of him. She doesn't talk to him on stream.
Damn.
She calls him her roommate. So
Holy, yeah, that's a lot as well to deal with. Like, how do you cope or like
well,
coincide
the
with that?
higher
Like,
success rate is
yeah, I
you pretending
mean,
you're single.
yeah, damn, I almost died just now. I don't know why. I just keep coughing. I
Drink
got a
water, homie.
question. Sorry, delicious. Thank you, thank you. It's so hard to. I had a heart attack. Sorry, weak heart. But
Hey, make sure it's not cancer.
I didn't mean I didn't want to laugh. Sorry, it was coming up, but then the cough came first. She tried to stumble me up. I didn't understand it. She asked me the real questions.
Mhm.
Go for your health, buddy. I'm like, okay, yes, man. That's big sis, big sis.
That's
Honestly,
right.
but yeah, like she's like I don't know how you would feel in that situation. Like basically, like yeah, like 8 years. That's like you basically married low key. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's a
Mhm.
you locked in for real. And then like you can't even like interact with him. Like I guess you're in the house. Like it's okay, but still like your main job is like basically presenting to people and you're talking to people and like motherfuckers get a little too close trying to like hey so and so. I got you something. You think you can shout me out, give me a little kiss or something? I'm like, or like send me hearts. I'm like, buddy,
Like, I think
you're.
that, like, even if you're
Mhm.
in a relationship and, like, doing even sex work, I think that's totally fine. My issue is, like, is your partner cool with it, man?
Yeah, actually, that's the biggest issue because like you don't know.
Yeah.
Some people say you're insecure. I don't think it's much insecure if they let their somebody do that. I'm just saying like if they're okay with that, that's cool with them. If they're not, they should probably respect that boundary and like, hey, either leave or find somebody else that like matches their vibe. To be honest, that's all it is. Like, jeez, motherfucker want to make it like a big deal. I'm like, hey, listen,
So, this is
I
a super hot take for
do
VTubers. So, Imma spit the hot
go
take.
go go.
I think
Cool.
all VTubers who fake that they're not in a relationship when they are fucking cringe and manipulating their audiences.
Damn, even your friend? Oh, she's not really
Yeah,
she's you think she's I guess, yeah, because she's not really telling
to an
anybody.
extent.
Yeah, I mean, I
There's
feel
literally one girl who got canceled because she had a boyfriend and she was like her merch was wedding rings. So you could pretend that you were married to her.
ooh,
And then
that's
the
devious,
boyfriend
I ain't
got
gonna
taken
lie.
down. Like, and
Damn,
people were like, I can't believe she got canceled over that. That's so terrible. I'm like, dude,
he's
what the
lying.
fuck, man?
She's lying. I mean, honestly, there's a certain air of like things. Of course, you don't want to live your whole personal life, but like if people are asking, I'm not gonna hide my scenario. Like I'll tell you, like if I'm in a relationship, I'm like, yeah, I got a girlfriend or something like that. But also if I'm doing something like a VTuber, I'm like, yeah, I have 2 children and a wife. Actually, I know I look very attractive on the screen, but please respect my relationship at least. God damn.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I
that's why I
feel
have like the big rules where it's like sexualize my VTuber as much as you want to. Because honestly, I love my big ass boobies that jiggle and they're fun. But but it's like just don't do it for IRL me. That's the major line.
yeah.
Glasses.
Sounds-
Yeah, like that's like the major line where I just tell people because like my IRL me is just for my fiance, and as long as you can respect that, that's sick. But if you want to simp over my model, dope. Like that's like there's the lines are there and they know that, and they my community all loves my fiance. They love Rich. One of my
He's a
top
cool dude.
viewed videos on my second channel are with him.
Hey, was that the Elden
Yeah,
Ring
that's how
video? The
big.
Elden Ring stuff? That was
No, no,
of
no.
the
It was
stream.
a Marvel versus Capcom reaction for Russian Badger. It has
Oh, you
300,000
do?
views on it. Yeah.
Oh, I need to lock in and watch that. It seems
Him
like a
and
cool guy.
I had it's actually one of my favorite videos I made. It's super good.
It's wholesome. That's goals. Hey, let me get married once, man. Let me find somebody out there. I know you're out there. You waiting for me, huh? I'm not looking for you. I'm locked into
But how you
content right
know he's
now.
looking at a 10? Because that
Hey,
matters to him.
to be honest, if your feet, honestly, I don't have good feet, so I'm just gonna keep it a being. So they got a lot to deal with me. They got my attitude, my gaslight, and they got my feet. I don't know.
Dude,
It might be
Rich
a
has
worse.
bad feet too. So
Ooh.
I get him to go get pedicures when he visits. I take him with me. We go get pedicures. I get a manicure, pedicure. He gets a pedicure. And every single time, because I go to this person who like knows me personally, because
Oh.
she also had uterine cancer as well, and she had a hysterectomy like 20 years ago before they had the science to even try to do other stuff. Um, So her and I are just soul bonded. I will never go to another nail tech. She's the only one for me. So her mother though is the one who also works there with her. They own the shop together, and they were doing Rich's feet. She looks over at me and she goes, "Expensive, expensive," and I'm like,
Oh,
this sweet little immigrant mother is
wait.
just
Uh,
looking over at me, at least 70 years old, scrubbing my man's feet, going, "Expensive." Like I'm charging the shit out of these feet, basically.
I just want to. I mean, they're not that bad. Oh, yeah, actually, you got a couple calluses back there. Get that done. Yeah. Sheesh.
I
Damn.
literally
That's.
looked at them. I was like, "I come here often enough. Do whatever it takes. I know you won't rip me off." Like, they
Damn.
he was scrubbing them feet for like an hour, bro.
I can
I'm like, "This
imagine.
just takes like 20, 25
An
minutes at
hour
most."
of scrubbing feet. Hey, yo, Maddie, I know you're watching this. Imagine somebody scrubbing them feet, buddy. That's you.
Well, they
That's
gotta
me.
they like put it in a hot wax mold so they
Yeah.
could like take off like loosen layers if it's too like if your feet are too
Rough.
like you know what? Yeah, if they're like stiff, like the skin's stiff, they put a hot layer of like wax almost around your foot, and then they pull it off. And then it doesn't hurt or anything though. It's not like it's like the
Okay. Okay.
like what it's like molding, hot molding one. And they just kind of pull it off and it loosens the skin so they can scrub it better. And they have to do like a bunch of different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to go get a pedicure. I need to get a
You
man.
should. Oh my god, you should vlog it. You should
I
vlog you
might.
getting your first
Like,
pedicure.
yeah, guys. I'm in the shop. What's your
I
name?
promise you, my community will gas that shit up.
So the feet tearless guy gets his feet done. That's the title.
Oh my god, that is actually the best title. Wait, we're content
Yeah,
farming.
why am I like this? Like, I know I'll probably do that. Honestly, I feel the same with my barber because I'm not betraying him for anything, for
Bro, if you
nothing,
cheat on your
for
barber, he
nothing.
gonna fuck up your shit next time.
He can smell you as somebody else said, "Who cut you?" Starts. She sniffs the back of your head like, "I smell another man on you, buddy."
Oh,
It was a one. It
damn.
was a one. It was a one time thing. You were out of town. I had to get a cut. My niece's birthday was last week. I had to get something. I had to look right. Yeah. Get out of my fucking shop. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking smack you in the back of the head. Don't ever come back!
I used to have a person in Toronto who I went to, but now that I'm like here in Nova Scotia, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck
It's
is
only like,
good enough for me.
damn. You know, when you travel back, how far is Nova Scotia from Toronto, actually? So, like,
Not that far, but I'm not going back. I'm gonna be moving somewhere else that I'm not gonna disclose on video.
yeah. Actually, my fault. I didn't mean to bait the question.
I
My
got rid
fault.
of that apartment though, unfortunately. That's
Oh.
why I didn't have my computer or anything. All that stuff that was in my apartment, they're just
Mm-hmm.
all gone.
Oh, like,
Because yeah,
trashed
because
or?
my it was well, yeah, it was like it was 2K a month for my apartment in Toronto, and I was really sick in here, like stayed with my parents. So it was 3 months, so $6,000 just being dumped out for no reason already.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being 2 more months on top of that because I got my results and I realized I had to stay here. So I was like, I just spent that much money and not even living in the fucking apartment. And I was like, dude, just close it out. I can't even go back to get my shit. I'm too weak, right? I can't fly
Yeah.
because my blood's too low. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And no
And I
one
was like,
else
dude,
is.
items can be replaced. That's the
True.
reality. Like,
My health does matter more than a couple of doodads. I can always just rebuy all that stuff that I need and probably live happier and healthy with somebody. Yeah. Hey, it's just up.
yeah.
I feel
So it's like
that.
I basically got a whole clean slate when it came
Hey.
to being here.
Hmm. All right. This is. I was gonna ask like the relationship question, but you kind of already answered. I was like, damn, that sounds like the relationship was going good. You know, it's kind of fire. Got a lot of good moments with videos, but also just like a lot of wholesome moments with you and Rich. Shout out to Rich as well. You know, I think we talked once, maybe in
You
passing.
might have.
I think we talked
Yeah.
once. Just know I love you. I know, and yeah, I look. I don't know if you're watching, but if you are, you're that guy. I like you.
He probably will, to be honest. So
You got a cute. Let me say, I'm not hitting on you, my boy. My bad. My fault, Alicia.
no,
I didn't mean.
he is very hot. No,
I
that's
don't want
fair.
to. I can say that. I'm not
Yeah,
overstepping my bounds. You know. Oh, you kind of handsome, G.
that's just true shit. We literally back in the days to go pretty boy swag whenever he gets
Hey.
home. Every time, even when he started with best friends, before I even started dating him, we just be like pretty boy swag.
Hey. Okay, Rich John. I
Yeah, he knows he
got you.
got it like that. He knows. He knows.
I W confidence. I feel that. Why? What's the question? What is something you didn't think you would fall in love with while being a content creator? Like, what are you something that out of blue, like, oh, maybe not, but like something that wasn't on your mind when you got in here that you now like just absolutely like just fawn over.
Uh, I guess the level of community. I was from when I was in esports to now. Esports is more isolated. Like you're more on like a pedestal. It's more of a fan, and like it's not really like it's like a fan person relationship versus like now where it's like a community person relationship. So I never really felt like I had a community that was mine. I just had fans, and getting that different vibe is just really meaningful to me that I didn't realize how much it would actually comfort me because I dealt with a lot of hate back in the day because of my skin color and being a woman and commentating and naturally there'll be incels who are like women are cringe, you know?
Crazy, crazy. Also,
So it is what it is. And
hmm
I got really tough skin towards it, but you know, as I started growing larger on YouTube, I tend to have I have a pretty decent thick skin. I don't really bring up every single hate comment or anything, but I do bring up ones here and there just for fun because it helps me decompress.
hmm
But my community is so supportive and so respectful, like the majority. I would say like 99 to 98%, right? I think maybe there's like 1 or 2% dickheads. They're vocal dickheads, but
hmm For the
everyone's
most
like my
part,
like ratios are reflected, right? So it's like 99%, 98% like ratios. It's yeah, overall I just yeah, I didn't expect a level of community like the Rat Queendom.
hey,
Didn't expect to ever have something as dope as that. The way that like everyone is just so involved and feels a part of it, where it's not like weird. It's like a twisted, funny way of pretending it's a cult and stuff like that. It's just a good time. It just feels great.
it's like they fit in like where you belong. Like you fit in where you like you found your own sense of community in a lot of ways. Like where they're supporting you. Of course, they're with you in every situation way. Like they don't have like any like there's not like hate, not like anybody's just hate watch like, oh, I hate Alicia, but I'm gonna watch this video for him. It's like, you know what? Anything Alicia, if Alicia's in it, I'll watch it, kind of thing. And that's a W because that means you can kind of just you can do whatever for real. You don't have to like
Just check
be
the
so
channel
into it.
entirely. It's literally just
Yeah.
whatever I feel like. Yeah.
So it's like, man, that's fire, you know. And of course, the fighting game community is, yeah, that's a little different. True, like they want to hold you to like a regard, like, oh, you're the best player or you're the best. This like, but no one actually knows you for real. It's just like, oh, I know your technique. I'm like, damn, that is a little isolating, I guess. Yeah, true.
It was
Damn,
it was very, yeah.
it's
And
lonely
I mean,
because
like now I don't feel like there's times where I feel lonely in the sense of like I am someone who's very extroverted, so I used to go out a lot, but I physically can't like I used to. And that does get to me. But I don't feel like lonely. Like I feel like the physicality lonely sometimes, but in general, no. My community makes me feel really great. You guys really help me a lot mentally too. Like being around you guys. You guys are just so sweet and wholesome. And I have a lot of friend groups that used to be like the ones who like I like banter, I like back and forth stuff sometimes. But as I got older, I kind of grew out of it. And I just kind of like when we gas up the homies. I'm like, what? Why we always gotta make I feel like sometimes people take jokes a little too far, and I feel
oh
like a lot of
yeah,
times guys are really respectful. I mean, when you take a joke too far, I always just know deep down you have good intentions. So it's
and
not even
just tell me if you ever feel one thing about me. If you tell me that something's like you don't like something, I'm like, all right, okay, damn, I
yeah,
won't do
you're
that.
quick to
I'm
like
like,
just
all
be
right, I
like,
was
"Oh
like,
shit, that's my bad. I'll DM you," type of
I
thing.
will,
Like
I will,
you'll just like
self correct. You know, I'm not like person like, oh yeah, yeah, you're sensitive. I'm like, nigga, I'm a sensitive bitch. I'm a little sensitive bitch most of the time. And you say something, you say the wrong word to me, low key, we might never talk again. I'm gonna keep it a B. That's happened. But also like when you were younger and groups of like people like, oh yeah, like shit. I like the shit talk, of course. Shit, I can go for hours to be honest with you.
I know
But
you can.
at the same time, it's like if I know the person's not like in the same mindset as me, I'm like, why would I just sit here just talking shit to you? Like, if you not that's not even fun to you. It's just that's just mean because I don't know how you're gonna take the words. I might say something that is extremely like hilarious, and I just like this is the gotcha. You just like, why the fuck did you say that? Like that actually really hurt, dude. Like why? I'm gonna leave now. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm like, damn, my fault. I don't want to ever hurt my staff somebody like that because that's an everlasting thing because they always remember like the words you said to them. I'm like, they might not remember me, but they're like, damn, I remember when that guy said that. I'm like, fuck, man.
I think that
Mm-hmm.
true signs of actual friendship though are giving people a chance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So even if you fuck up or someone else fucks up, giving them the opportunity to redeem themselves is really important. I think giving everyone an opportunity to redeem themselves
Yeah.
is pretty important. Unless they ruin the experience for more than one person. If it's one on one,
Yeah. Yeah.
redemption's cool. If you're ruining it for a bunch of people at the same time, that's you had too many chances in the one moment. You know what I'm saying? Like
Talking to you, spoiler people that spoil anybody that spoils anything. We're talking to you. I'm talking to you. You spoil anime, manga, media, anything. Yeah. Fuck you. Fuck you. Sorry, my bad. That's just
that's why I was telling people, and like, if you watch my intro to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 15, I was like, it's not that you're just spoiling me, you're spoiling the thousands of people who come to watch the reaction because I know what's gonna happen because you're a fucking dickhead, right? But in reality, I didn't get like fully spoiled. What they spoiled me about was that they're like, I can't believe you don't like Hohenheim. What's wrong with you? And like, obviously, I don't have the information presented to
yeah.
me
Like
yet.
you just know
They
he's
didn't give
not
me his
there.
backstory. I haven't even met him in the anime at this point.
Oh,
So I'm
what?
like, yeah.
So he
Like
just
you so he's really just
you.
like he's really fucking pictures. He's actually just pictures in that one like little scene where it shows like Ed and Al looking at him walking at the door. That's all I know about him
Yeah,
at
he's
that
like,
point.
oh, he abandoned his family. That's all you supposed to know. It's like you don't
Yeah.
know what, how, you know what?
And
Something
they're like,
about you
"Wow,
people.
you like Endeavor, but you don't like Hohenheim. What the fuck? What's this double standard?" I'm like,
What?
what? I was like, yeah, Endeavor was an abusive bitch. Yeah, he's terrible as a
Typical.
parent. But you're watching his arc of him trying to become a better man. It's beautiful writing. You don't have to like him. You don't have to be like W abuser. Like you could be like, holy shit, you're watching a man who realized he made it all the way to the top, and what he actually wanted wasn't the real thing. What he really wanted was just to be loved by his family, and he threw it all away and burned it out to the ground after years upon years. Like that's what you're actually
Yeah,
watching.
to catch up to somebody you can never catch up to. What was the point? What was the point? It was
Mhm.
pointless. That's what it's trying to tell you. It's trying to say like, hey, don't pursue things like that. Fame, glory are nice, but like,
Like the
your
journey to get there
kids,
matters too.
yeah,
Yeah.
your kids, your family, your wife, like, no one's there to celebrate, man. No one's there
Yep.
to celebrate the W. You number one, but like, at what cost, bro? You
Yep.
Thanos. You Thanos really right now, for real, for real.
Yep. Sure.
That's crazy. The people that say the Hohenheim. I'm like, hey, listen, you don't
That's how I
know.
knew Hohenheim like actually had that's a like the spoiler in and of itself was that
Mhm.
Hohenheim had a reason to leave that wasn't just being a dickhead. And that sucked because like I would like for the anime to show me there's a reason. Now mind you, people didn't say it flat out, but they basically just said it within just being like justifying him without there being
Yeah,
a reason to justify him yet. So I was like,
true.
oh, that in and of
Nice.
itself is a spoiler. My
Like
friend deleted all the other shit that would actually spoil because I have a friend who just does it every morning when I upload videos.
W.
So she just bans anyone out who just spoils, and she just didn't catch the ones that were hinting because she like looks
Yeah.
up key terms and stuff, and then she'll ban them out, so it's faster.
Hey, W mod, honestly, W mod. That sounds fucking lit. Just in case, because I know you be looking at comments like just like, oh, you want to interact with the community and want to be like friendly with them, but some people just take that for you. Like, you know what? Alicia, if you didn't know that the next episode, this guy gets fucked. I'm like, why are you telling me that? Why did you
They're
tell
like,
me?
wait till next episode for blah blah blah, and I'm like, what?
Ah! Jesus Christ, you guys suck. Hey, listen, I love all of you, but some of you guys are just the worst. Spoiler niggas. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
that's why I like told my community flat out one day. It was like I was like, listen, like, dogpile them,
He
right?
said dog.
Dogpile
He
them.
said
Fuck it, man.
get
Like,
him.
my only thing is don't threaten. Don't use don't use any threats. Don't cross that cringe ass line. But you can call them stupid. You can name call them. Fuck it. Right?
Hey, facts.
That's chill with me. Just don't cross the line. Don't be cringe. Don't be saying harmful shit. Don't be saying weird shit. Don't dox nobody. Don't be stupid. Right? I don't want to incite bullshit. But some motherfuckers deserve to get
Somebody,
talked down to.
I agree. I do my fair share of shit talking to some people. If you're a dickhead, you're gonna get what's coming to you. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. It's just nature's karma. Honestly, I'm just there to correct what you did. You say something
It
stupid.
also helps your community decompress too, though, homie. Like for real. Some of them will start to get agitated in the community because they see a lot of shit like that, and they just stay silent while they're reading it all, and it's like frustrating because they interact with it every day. And I'm like, no, if you feel pissed off about someone saying something like that towards me, you can say something. Just don't cross the line.
Yeah,
Because
don't say you're gonna
yeah,
you're gonna do something to him, bro. Chill. We're on the internet.
yeah, yeah. Like we don't
But
need to be threatening. We don't need to like do not like it's you know
a nice like shut the hell up is always welcome.
the amount of shut the hell up messages I have to approve manually is crazy.
Thank you for telling them that because I was going to say something, but you are doing your work. Thank you. I don't. You know what? I'm good. Thank you. Thank you.
I think my favorite one was someone copy and pasted "Are you stupid?" to every single person who tried to justify Hohenheim without me seeing him yet. The person just fucking copy and pasted it onto every
W.
single one, and I manually accepted each one
Oh my god, this is
because I was like
just
marked for likely spam. I'm like, no, that's a good spam. Don't worry about it.
what's up. I got a little. I always do this at the end. This towards the end of the interviews. I had to appeal with it's called the lightning round, but it's not really lightning because it's just actually slow questions. But it's just a bunch of random questions that I just always pick up. For you, I gotta go with the best one because I know you're a rad queen. So what's the best type of cheese? Honestly,
Gouda,
Gouda.
yeah, Gouda's lit. If you're not gonna choose a Gouda, okay. So I'm really broke. I grew up really broke. So there's a thing called marble cheese, which is like
Wait,
cheddar, but it's mixed with two different types. Because yeah, so that's
wait.
probably my actual favorite. That's what I eat the most often.
What? Have I been eating this my entire life? Wait, no way.
Have you been eating marble cheese and didn't know it was marble cheese? Is that what
I didn't
happened
know
right
it
now?
was this. Yeah, what the fuck? I didn't know. I thought it was just Kobe Jack. I was like, oh, but it's Kobe is a cheese, and then Monterey Jack is a separate type of cheese, and they just mix them
Yeah.
together. So I've never eaten real cheese. I've just been eating. This is. How am I supposed to? How do I reconcile this fact now? I don't know
We
what
gotta
to.
do a cheese stream, a cheese eating stream.
Um, I will. We'll
The
buy
lactose viewers are gonna
6.
scream.
Hey, buddy, listen. That's crazy. I wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, the one I eat most often is marble. I prefer marble usually because I'm still a hood bitch at heart. I like a good mozzarella, like a real fresh one.
Yeah, mozzarella's
That's
like
good.
it's cool. I feel like it's very bougie, you know. Like the mozzarella cheese sticks, always goaded. But like the actual mozzarella, like I feel like people that eat that they're a little bougie to me a little bit. Like that's your favorite cheese. I'm like, I feel like you don't really eat cheese
Like you
like
got
that.
too much money
Like
for for
what do you do? He said, I eat it with my salad. I'm like, salad? You just eat cheese by yourself, buddy.
Yeah.
Or on something. Well, why'd you put it up there? I'd say yes, cheddar's probably in mine though. Cheddar's like it's just so
Classic
good
hit.
to eat. It's so easy to eat. Like I can think about I'll grab another slice later. So
Mhm.
I don't feel like stopping the recording right now. Um, but I asked this is a good one too. Is
Mhm.
cereal a soup?
Uh, nope. I would say no.
I know.
I think I would consider whatever is a broth is a soup. Yeah, whatever has a broth.
But
And you
why
wouldn't
not
consider
soup?
milk a broth, so no.
I would
Mhm.
I mean by itself is not really, but like I
Well,
guess the
broth is
broth is
is
like
a is transformative of like whatever original thing it was, right? So like boiled down bones, boiled down like vegetables, like it can be anything for like those sorts that creates a broth, or like even water being boiled and stuff being added to it. Even if it's a cold soup, still a broth, but there's like additions put in to make it what it is. Versus, and if you want to put the debate of like milk when you add cereal to it, the components change
yeah,
because
I would
that's just
say
cereal mixing in, right?
isn't it
Because you're
like
actually not.
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, because like if you look at Nesquik, for example, right? Like it turns into chocolate milk, sure. But if you think about it, it's not that you turned it into broth. It's just that one component over time saturated into it. Because that means like everything that saturates into something else is now in the same line of questioning. If that makes sense now.
Thinking I'm like, so what would I if cereal's not a soup,
Hmm.
what's a true soup then? Like, because I feel like cereal would be a soup, but like not really. I just like it's like thinking a tomato. A tomato is a fruit, but like you don't traditionally think of a tomato putting tomatoes with like an apple or something like for real.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it feels like to me because I feel like it's in the same category, but the way you
Well, when
explain
you
it with the
have
broth, it
well, when
sounds
you have
better.
tomato soup, what do? You refine it. There's like a boiling process. There's something that happens to change its property. For milk, you're not changing its property.
So if I boiled my that doesn't make any sense.
It's
No,
kind of like if you
no.
had a yogurt parfait, where if you
Oh, yeah,
added
yeah,
granola
yeah.
on top of the yogurt, is it suddenly no longer called yogurt? No, it's just called
It's,
yogurt.
it's just yogurt with a little granola on top. It's just milk
Yeah,
with a bunch
and
of with a
sure it
okay.
mixed into it a bit, and sure now the yogurt's more sweet because of the granola, but it's still it.
I was gaslighting Maddie on this question the entire time. I was trying to gaslight you, but it didn't work. I'm sorry. I tried my
Yeah, I'm too
best.
articulate.
Yeah,
Unlucky.
you kind of saw through the ruse. Damn, fuck! I wanted to do it again.
Unlucky. Go next.
Oh my god, what's the weirdest date you've been on ever?
Oh,
All time.
oh God. Okay, dirty or not dirty? That's the
You can do
question.
you can go dirty. I don't mind. If it's just like too sensory, I'll mute up a little. I'll mute some of the audio, but I would say dirty. Go dirty. Go crazy. Actually, fuck
Okay,
it. This is a no holds bar interview. I don't give a fuck. What am I thinking about? This is the whole point I did this, just to talk to people like unfilteredly, but not like too
so I
crazy.
met this girl. I was out with my friends at a bar, and I saw this really cute girl, so I talked her up, and she was kind of more like a. She was definitely like a few years older than me, but she was kind of alt in a way. Um, and so like I got her number and stuff, and I was like, honestly, I'm way too drunk to like do anything tonight, to be honest with you. But I was like, I'll hit you up tomorrow if you want to hang out. And then she's like, oh, sweet. So I just did that because I was like, I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'm too intoxicated. I don't really want to fuck. To be honest, it just feels weird to me, especially if the other person's drunk too. I don't know.
True.
Just maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I hit them up the next day. We went out for just like two drinks rather than like just drinking in a bar like with a bunch of buddies. And we head back to my place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to go down on her,
Oh.
and she got a stanky pussy, bitch. And I'm gonna be so real with you. I came right back up, and I put up my clothes back on, and I said, I got a paper due tomorrow, and I'm really stressed out, and I gotta work on that.
He said I got early in the morning. Actually, I can't actually stay. Actually,
And I think that was probably like there's like dates where it's like awkward, like it's awkward scenarios in the conversation. I can push through that. If you give me an awkward ass conversation with somebody, I just go, "Oh, they're trying their best, but they're struggling and they're making it weird and they ask weird questions." Whatever. Like people are weird, that happens sometimes. The problem is when I'm awkward, that's when the date's terrible. That's when I can't handle it.
actually, I don't know what to say right now, and I don't want to hurt your feelings, but like, that's crazy. You're just like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta
So she goes,
go.
"Oh, we could, well, if you, and then she like starts panicking, right? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, honestly, I was like, I'm just one of those kind of people. Like, if I have into the moment, I'm into the moment. Uh, pretty much pulled the stupidest fucking cliche. It's not you,
It
it's
was
me.
me.
I'm, I just in my own head right now. She left, and this is back, like, this is back a while. This is a while back. This is not even like, this is before esports and all that shit. This is when I was in film school, and I called up one of my friends, and I go, "Bro, I almost ate the stinkiest pussy of my life. I don't
I'm
know what to do." And then I went over to his place. We sat on the couch. We smoked weed out of an apple because he was already high, and he's like, "I want to make a bong out of an apple."
Apple's
And
crazy.
and we talked about how me and one of my like gay friends who's like not even close to being bi, how him and I would have the perfect babies together, and we had that whole conversation. Like
W.
genetically speaking.
It's like, you know what? Actually, your eyes and my hair would make a beautiful baby. Actually, no, hopefully it's not weird, but it's just the way it look. I'm just saying. Actually, you know what? That's
That's
a great
literally the
conversation.
conversation that happened. Yeah. So it was just so fun. Like we were just all stoned as shit. And it was, yeah. It was,
I had that conversation on high. Wasn't it was kind of weird because
oh,
yeah, but like we were cool. I mean, like I'm like, damn. I think we'd have like I didn't start like, oh, we should have babies. It's just like I said, yeah, I
I think
really
we
like
did
your
go like,
hair.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
like I like your hair. Like I, she's like, oh, I like your eyebrows. I'm like, oh, thank you. We just kept going from there.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't want to go
My
any further
biggest
because
fear
it's
now
crazy.
is that myself and my fiance are way too attractive. We're gonna have our baby's gonna grow up being attractive, and I'm gonna have to buy a fucking shotgun. Like literally, I'm like, "Oh my god, if you saw Rich's ass, because he squats and he power lifts, so he's got, like, muscular, beautiful thighs and a butt. He doesn't have the stupid flat guy butt, he's got a nice badonk." And I'm like, "If one of our kids gets that shit, like,
They're cooked. They're cooked.
we're like, we gonna have a kid knocked up at young age, like, oh my god."
No, 17. Come on.
I was like, "Please, don't have my hair and eyes and don't have his sweet ass, don't do it."
At the cheeks, please. Pleading to God. Why? Why did you give him such a perfect ass?
Oh.
Jesus.
It
But
benefited me, but at what
uh,
cost?
life is not daijoubu. But yeah, that was a good question. I about to wrap it up here. I appreciate for having you having. I can't speak today. I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something, but it's already gone.
Want me to
Thank you,
get outro for you,
Alicia.
buddy?
Yeah, yeah, dude, you do it. Actually, you're pretty good. Yeah, actually, Alicia has some great intros. And outro. I was like, she'd be like, she on command. Goddamn it! I almost tried to snap and I fucked up. And then I can. I learned how to snap 4 years ago. Random fact about me.
I can't do it at all. Nope.
I couldn't do it because I used to like in school and I was like snap. I'm just
I just do the fake motion of it because I couldn't do it.
nah, the teacher's like, you're not snapping. I'm like, not snapping, Abdul. I'm like, I'm trying. I'm trying my hardest. I'm trying. I think I cried a
Like,
little bit.
bitch.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
All right, ready for the outro?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for having me on board, Coma. This was a fantastic time here hanging with the homie always. We'll catch you more here on Coma's channel. Hope you hit that like button, subscribe button, leave a comment down below to feed the algorithm quads. And you already know what it is. You probably already follow me. And if you don't, you're cringe. Check me out on both my YouTube channels, Alicia X Life and Alicia X Death. Make sure to check out Coma live over on Twitch. He streams every so often. And you can also check him out usually on my channel too, because I love having him on and he's a great friend. We'll catch you guys later. Bye.
He's the one for me. There's no place I'd rather be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To the finish line. Everywhere you look, he's right on time.